Hello, I'm Rythian, and this is a channel update video for March 2017. Though I haven't done one of these in such a long time, it might as well just be a channel update for 2017. I haven't done a lot of things in a long while, and that's sort of what the video is about. I've titled it The Life, Death and Rebirth of YouTube channel, and while that is obviously a little bit melodramatic, intentionally so, it's kind of part of what I want to talk about. It's been a while since this channel has been as good as I want it to be, and lately I think the problem was Dishonored, and I'm gonna just go straight into this, and this is gonna be a very rambling video, and I apologize ahead of that, but it's hard to get my thoughts down in an easy way, so I'm just gonna ramble about it and hopefully we'll reach a proper conclusion. Dishonored 2 is one of my favorite games of all time, probably split with the favorite game of all time with Dishonored 1. It's amazing, I love it, I enjoyed every hour of the 84 hours I played it. Well, aside from the part when I had to redo everything because the video crashed or something, but everything beyond that, it was great, I loved it, and I'm happy about the video series I did. And if you enjoyed watching them, then thank you. I'm happy that you did. I know that Dishonored is a special series for my channel, and that a lot of people really enjoyed watching them, and that is fantastic. But in many ways, it also killed my channel. My channel wasn't particularly mega successful and super huge by any means when I started with Dishonored 2, but once I did, I basically decided that, like unintentionally, that this channel is now a Dishonored 2 channel. So if you weren't interested in Dishonored 2, or you were sort of interested in it, but you weren't interested in watching 2 playthroughs of the same game, then my channel was pretty much dead to you for several months. Ever since it came out and until now, pretty much. That didn't help by the fact that once I started the low chaos playthrough, took more work than I planned, and I got busier than I wanted in real life, and I ended up not getting the episodes out every day, as was the original plan. So you had weeks and weeks of maybe only a couple of Dishonored videos out. So if you were the type of person who wanted to watch me play all kinds of other games, then you were out of luck. You barely got anything, except for I think some Final Fantasy 14 and some Isaac every now and then. Playing Isaac in the background, by the way, you probably figured that one out by now. Rebirth, again, really love that add-on. Everyone should play it. But that has ended up causing a sort of problem, because I don't think... it was never intended that this would be the channel I wanted to be. And to detail into that, let me talk a little bit about sort of the philosophy I have about YouTube, and how the videos work and should work. You can be a different kind of YouTuber. You can be the straight up like content producing let's player who jumps onto the newest games, plays them, and then jumps onto something else and stuff, and that's generally pretty successful. You get sort of a group of people that like you for your personality and the way you play games, and they watch it and they have fun and it's good times. You get a variety because there's always new games coming out. People have the opportunity to see a game being played before they can decide to play it or not. It works pretty well. It's very common. There's hundreds of thousands of YouTubers out there doing the exact same thing, but you know, if you like me and you think that your opinions are similar to me and you're interested in what I think about games, you would probably be interested in me watching all these new games coming out. On the other hand, you can also be a channel that specifies... I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Specializes, that's the word, on a very specific game or a very specific style. There are some amazing YouTubers out there who does this sort of thing. Has a more time-consuming, well-produced series about specific things. Like they go for very heavy into someone like Ahoy Xbox, who does a lot of weapon histories and retro history on games and so on, or someone like Mark Brown, who does like the Game Maker's Toolkit and goes into a lot of analyzation on games. Particularly, there's a giant awesome series about the dungeons in Zelda and so on. Or you could be a reviewer like Super Bunny Hop. All these people I'm mentioning are people I really recommend you watch, by the way. They're really good at what they do. And in some ways, that's kind of always what I've wanted to be on YouTube. But I can't. I can't shift from being what I was. When I started this, I just did some Heroes of New Earth videos for Lewis and Simon on their main channel because it was fun. And then it's like, you want to have a channel? And it's like, sure, I'll play some games, it could be fun. And it started off pretty well, and I got into a rhythm, and I got videos out, and it was fun, and we played a lot of games, and I had a lot of fun. But I've sort of realized that I can't be the real thing I want to be anymore. It doesn't work because of the precedent I've set for the channel. If I started out in a certain way, then people would accept that, and that would be a thing. I could do something more, like have one video per week, per 2 weeks, and have them more effort put into them, and more time spent, and more production put into them, and so on. And if I ended up like not being able to make a living based on that, I would sort some way around that, like have merchandising or similar to make sure that worked. But because my channel started as another standard Let's Play channel for so long, I can't really make that switch because it doesn't really work. So the problem is that recently with a lot of the videos I've been trying to do a middle thing, and that's mostly caused me issues. I think it started earlier, but one of the best examples was the Hitman series, where I recorded a lot of footage ahead of time, like several hours of footage, cut it down to something I wanted perfect, and did a sort of post-production commentary, went into specific things to show up and so on. Generally, like, more effort put into it than just a straight-up blind playthrough. And I did the same thing for the Low Chaos playthrough of Dishonored, where I played a lot first, went into some editing afterwards, cut it around, and then afterwards recorded post-commentary and sorted the post-commentary afterwards to fit properly and redo everything and so on. What that means is that it takes a lot more time to finish a video, like noticeably a lot longer time than doing a video normally. And it's just not viable because in terms of the amount of views and attention and compensation I get from a video like that, it's not worth the time when I could just do a video normally anyway. Which is a shame because I would like to do something different, but I can't quite. And trying to do a middle thing was probably the worst of both worlds, because honestly, my videos weren't good enough. Like, the Hitman and Dishonored, those videos weren't good enough to be considered in the reach of the videos, those people who do really well, who spend proper amounts of time and put much more effort into it. So I ended up having this sort of middle ground thing that just meant that you got like slightly more planned videos than normal that didn't come out anywhere near as often, and I didn't really get enough reward for it. Reward is a weird word to talk about, but like, it didn't really meaningfully become something that was worth doing for me. And that's a shame, but it was my mistake. And I suppose the real question is, like, what do I take from that from now? But for everything we've talked about so far, the lack of, well, variety is a main thing. And the time spent on something that isn't quite definitely worth it there. It means that I have to make a decision. And do I make the decision to start spending several weeks on one video to make it perfect, have it be longer, a lot more editing, that sort of thing? Or do I go back to what worked for me before, what seemed to have more people more interested, have people pay more attention and be more interesting? Because, again, like I mentioned, if you aren't interested in Dishonored 2, my channel was basically dead for the last couple of months. If I had been playing other games at the same time, for the most part, there would at least be things for people to check out. In those days where there were only Dishonored video, you know, maybe now you weren't interested in it, but other days there might have been something you were interested in. And I think that's the best way to go forward from this. If I want to have any hope of sort of rekindling the success of this channel in a way that it was before and that I would like it to be, then I have to go back to what worked for me. And that is what worked for me. Just playing games for fun that I enjoy, and just be honest about my opinions and let people see me play them, and they can judge for themselves and find entertainment in what I do, rather than trying to be like these people that I admire on YouTube, that I think do such a great job, when I don't have the position, the time and the effort to be that, at least from scratch. If I was starting from scratch, maybe I would try that instead. Maybe I would start from scratch, make more well-produced, more effort put into videos, and try to figure out a way to make that financially viable. But the way it is right now, that just doesn't work. So, from now on, you're gonna see the channel becoming more like it was originally. I'm gonna be playing more different games. There's not just gonna be one game on at all the time. There's gonna be more variety, more fun games for you to play. Starting off, I'm gonna be playing 2 different games that I've been wanting to play for a while. I'm gonna be alternating Titanfall 2 with another game called Arigami. I think it's called Arigami. Let me double check what it's called. It's called Aragami. I was close enough. Aragami. This is what I'm going to be playing. Those 2 games at the same time. One of the games is going to be like very stealthy, sneaky game, and the other one's going to be like, as far as I understand, an amazing single-player shooter campaign set in the future with titans and mechs and shit. Looks really cool. Really looking forward to playing it. I've been wanting to play it for a while, but all my video time recently has gone into Dishonored 2. A combination of a lot of things in real life has meant that I haven't been able to put as much time into it. Or I wanted to be done with Dishonored much earlier, but real life stuff, plus streaming, plus a bunch of other things has basically made it so that the only time I found myself sitting there and be ready to do stuff, I'd had to work on Dishonored. And then those videos have taken much longer to finish than I wanted to. So that's part of the mistake I've made, and that's also part of the lesson I've hopefully have learned by now. If you've still stuck with my channel from all this time, then thank you very much. I'm grateful, and I hope that you'll stick with me in the future as well, because I do think that this is far from over. I do think that it's still a worthwhile endeavor to keep doing, and there's always more fun stuff on the horizon that we can all see and do and have fun with. Hopefully, we will get to come back to this sense of just having fun and doing cool things. Don't get me wrong, I do not regret having done this with Dishonored. I'm super happy that the way it came out and what I have as a series on the channel to show the things I've done, the things I can do. I'm glad it exists as a thing to have, and that it's there. I wish I had gone about it a bit differently, but the end result is still pretty cool. I wish it hadn't come at the cost of basically turning the channel into this. But everything can make a comeback, right? There's always a chance for something to come back. I'm in a good position, better than most of people on YouTube and so on, and I just have to work. I just have to work for it and just make videos that I think are fun, that people will enjoy, and hopefully everything will come with that. I'm not even talking so much about views, but as again, always in the end it comes down to views, because views are literally what makes you money. So you can't escape that. But it's not just that, it's just like the life and health of the channel in general. I want it to be fun, and I want it to be many people to come there and see what I'm doing. I want it to be sort of like active thing, like a thing that you go and check a lot because there's something cool for you to check out. Something interesting for you to see. And hopefully if I keep up the variety of having multiple games and checking out new things, there will always be something interesting for you to check out. That's the hope, at least. And we'll see how it ends up happening, if it's possible at all. I do want to continue doing Isaac as well. Rebirth still has a lot of things. I need to get my revenge on Rotgut and finally beat the corpse. There's a lot of characters to unlock things on, and I enjoy playing this game a lot, and I think it makes for a good, like, long video just like talking and listening. Is pretty fun. And there's tons of new games on the horizon that I'd love to give it a go on as well. Now that it's not just the Dishonored channel, hopefully we'll be able to actually get something from all of this. I hope that made a bit of sense. I rambled a lot there, but I think I've mostly gotten across what I wanted to say. Suppose, long story short, thanks for sticking with me. I hope you enjoy Dishonored, but if you don't worry, it's over now. There'll be a DLC. I'm gonna play the DLC, but I'm probably gonna do it more like I did back in Dishonored 1. Play one straight playthrough, there's high chaos, and then do a another playthrough, another video later on that shows off the difference if you do low chaos. I think that worked better and took less time and effort from me for still a valuable amount of content and entertainment for the viewer. I mean, I don't even know what the DLC is probably months and months away anyway, so I don't really need to worry about it just yet. First up on the list, though, is getting to finally enjoy Titanfall 2. I've been wanting to play that for a really long time, and I hope you guys will be enjoying watching it with me. Second of all, I hope Origami is going to be fun. I really have no idea what to expect. I've heard it's a pretty good stealth game, but I mean, you never know. It's not particularly made by an amazing a company with like amazing history or anything, so this would be cool. So I'd like to keep the variety up and keep making stuff that people enjoy, hopefully. Mostly solo stuff. Like, it's been a long time since I did any sort of collaborative stuff on this channel, really. It happens every now and then, but mostly if you want to see me play with other people, you should probably watch my streams. On Mondays, I tend to stream solo stuff, like more story-based stuff, a lot of Telltale things and similar. But generally on Wednesdays, it's more likely you'll find me playing with someone. I've been playing Ghost Recon Wildlands with Silas and Jane Dash recently. That's been super fun. I have plans to do the StarCraft co-op missions with Silas at some point. Should be really entertaining and really fun. If those videos end up like being really well, I could always sort of cut them down and put it on the channel, but otherwise you'll find them in Yogg's Live as usual. I think that'll call this little rant to an end. I'm not 100% happy with how I got across. I feel like it was mostly rambling. But hopefully you've gotten across the main reason I said all this. I needed to sort of get it out and let you guys know that I understand and I can recognize the problems on my channel, and I hope to see and understand things that could make it better. And hopefully you will join me in the rebirth of the channel. Make it cool and awesome and fun again. I am not suddenly expecting a giant success, but I like to get back into just something fun to do and a bit more regular, a bit more variety and things to do. Hopefully you'll enjoy what I do, and hopefully I will see you on my videos in the future. Stay tuned for Titanfall and Origami, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.